Do you remember what happened 27 years ago? I think it's back. Something happens to you when you leave this town. The further away, the hazier it all gets. But for me, I never left.
Pennywise.
We don't have a choice anymore. It consumes us from the inside.
For 27 years, I dreamt of you. I craved you. I've missed you.
We made an oath. We didn't stop it.
You lied, and I died. You lied, and I died.
Hey guys, MegaNerd Squad here, and today we are reviewing It Chapter 2. First, I want to talk about the casting in this movie. The casting in this movie is as good as you can cast these characters. The original casting for the kids was amazing, but they just did the same for the older actors, and you could tell it was this perfect casting because they looked like what they were as kids. It was like they took their older selves and bring him to the movie.
Yeah, I second that. Some really, really good things happening in this It Chapter 2. First off, like you just said, the acting. They got all-star cast, perfect casting choices. My favorite probably, Bill Hader as Richie. That was probably my favorite one out of all of them. They were all like phenomenal. I don't know how they could have done better.
They play a lot of their little things that they have to do for the ritual. One of the parts of the ritual is they have to go by themselves to like a memory that they had before and get an item from that memory that would help them towards the ritual. And every time each person would go into their little own room or place or building that they had to go to, they had like this memory of something Pennywise coming at them when they were kids. And it was just stuff that we didn't see in the first movie. It was really cool to see because Pennywise was actually really creepy, and they had a lot more jump scares in this movie than the last one, which I fell for every single time, because no matter if I see it coming, the jump scare is gonna get me no matter what.
And we saw it in Dolby, so.
Oh yeah, so it was even louder and I could feel it.
The whole ritual thing was something new that they added in, I think. I don't know if that's in the novel, never read it. So I know there's always difference between movies and novels, so maybe that's something that was in it, not sure. Stephen King has a cameo in this movie.
Yeah.
He's at like the pawn shop where Bill finds the bike. I just thought that was a cool nod.
I like nods to some of the, some like the horror slasher movies, like The Shining, as well as Nightmare on Elm Street, Part 5.
Oh my gosh, and another one was one of my favorite movies, The Thing.
Oh.
When, who is it? Stanley. When his head comes rolling out of the fridge and it turns into that spider thing, that is ripped right from The Thing. And then the direct quote of, "You gotta be shitting me." Right when he sees it do that, that was awesome. I usually don't like when movies do that, but it was just a nice little nod. Actually, it was well done.
Pennywise was actually really scary in this movie as well. Another thing they brought from the first movie, Pennywise is amazing in this movie as well. They don't use him as much, which I kind of don't like, but I understand because it's awesome anyways. He just goes after these kids in such a menacing way that it's awesome for me. He goes under the bleacher to kill a kid and finally gets her to be his friend, and then he literally eats her. You see the jump scare coming. And then in the funhouse, in the fair, the mirror, the kid's looking in the mirror and he sees Pennywise and he's just banging his head all over the place and just goes and eats him.
That scene was cool because you got Pennywise on one side, the kid in the middle, and then Bill on the other side. They're both trying to break the glass to get to the kid. Bill to save the kid, and Pennywise to eat the kid. Pennywise, spoiler alert, is the one that wins and like devours the kid whole, and blood splatters everywhere. Stanley obviously offs himself right at the beginning when they're supposed to go back, so it's just the 6 of them. And if you've seen the original, and if they're gonna stick to that, then you know that the only one other than Stanley to die is Eddie. And you can kind of see it at the end there when he's really the one that's most afraid out of the 6 of them that are left, and he has a moment there to stand up and help a couple of times, and he doesn't do it. So it was a nice build-up for when he actually did do it. And then he actually ultimately was, you know, sacrificing himself essentially.
Yeah.
And I don't know, that connection between Richie and Eddie also, the comic relief in it and their relationship as friends was really good. I also liked Ben and Beverly, how they were supposed to get together, how she finally figured it out after all these years. That part was done really well as well.
I liked one of the like themes of the movie, like the theme of friendship and like working together. They eventually had to team up again to. That's the only way they could kill Pennywise, if they worked together. And throughout the movie, and at the end, they started screaming at Pennywise to make him feel smaller, and he actually turned smaller because they kept yelling at him the stuff that made him feel like he wasn't menacing anymore.
I like the ending of the first one that they did a couple years ago a little bit better. You know, I thought it was a little bit more dramatic and actually even honestly more action for me. Even though in this one he actually turns into that bug monster kind of thing. But like the one in 1990 where he's like, when they finally see him for what he really is, like an actual, like, whatever he is, a creature. In this one, they kept it to where he's still Pennywise. He's got the Pennywise head, but he has like the weird spider crab-like body or whatever. You know, I thought that was kind of interesting. I was really hoping to see him in full creature form. I really wanted that big reveal, and I thought it was about to happen, but then he still had the Pennywise head. I don't know, there's not a lot of things I would change. The acting, A+, the casting, A+, the production quality, A+. I mean, it's definitely a good movie. If you're wondering if you should check it out and you enjoyed the one a couple years ago, the answer is a resounding yes.
Definitely check this movie out, it's amazing. One of the things that actually Mike saw when he was talking to the Native Americans, he actually like saw what it was before, and it looked like it came from a meteor from outer space. So I'm thinking it's not 100% confirmed. I don't know at all. If it's confirmed in the book, let us know. But he comes from space. So I'm thinking it is an alien from a different universe. That's like the most logical theory, like we could see, because he came from a meteor and it fell onto Earth. You see some of these scenes in the trailer. They use it in here as well. One of the best scenes that was taken from the trailer was the scene where Beverly goes into the old grandma Pennywise's her old apartment where she lived with her dad, and the grandma literally just stares at her and smiles and just stops. Pennywise literally turns up into a monster again, and when they get and ran right towards her.
I think they used an actual puppet too for when the grandma came out looking like an old creature mummy lady. Like the way it looked, it was not CGI. There might have been some CGI or maybe a lot of CGI.
Oh, the face looked
there's
like
definitely
CGI.
like real, like whatever it was, physical. And then again at the end when you see it out of the water, that was actually there, like a puppeteer looking thing.
A puppet? Was it like the Muppets?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of. You could really tell. Like it was a practical effect, and there was probably a lot of CGI added into it. The fortune cookie scene was actually really cool. They each opened up like a word a piece until they figured out what it actually said, and then the whole bowl of fortune cookies starts rumbling and all the nasty stuff starts coming out of them, just like in the 1990 version when they crack open the things. But you could tell it was all CGI, but it was really, really well done CGI. The underlying theme of it is definitely friendship, and even, you know, to probably go as far as saying love. You know, at the end there when Mike is on the phone with Bill and he's just like, I love you, man. And he says, I love you too. That was really good. Beverly and Ben finally getting together.
Yep.
Really well done. I like this movie a lot. I think I like the other one slightly more, but this one definitely is really, really close. I gotta give this one a 9 out of 10. Definitely enjoyable. Recommend you see it. Check it out.
This movie is the same as the first one, but I slightly like the first one better because they did play a lot with Pennywise more, and it was a lot more dramatic, more tense, and you could actually feel what's happening to the characters. And I just enjoyed the kids beating up Pennywise a little more, because this one they didn't really do anything to Pennywise except for the end, really, but not too much. But the first one, the kids actually beat up on Pennywise a lot. So I'm going to give this movie a 9 out of 10 as well. I don't think it's as good as the first one. And it's hard to beat, the sequel's always hard to beat the original, but this one came close to it.
I give it a 9.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. There's a lot of new things coming to the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and we'll see you guys in the next one. MegaNerd Squad,
Out.